Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is, we can't take it with us. So many people use that as an analogy for not being able to take your material wealth with you into the afterlife. So if you die and you've spent all your time accumulating toys and wealth and machines, and then you die, you can't take it with you. But in a greater sense, it means you can't take any denser, more solid, concrete, immovable beliefs, energetic structures with you as you move forward to a greater, more expanded awareness of being in the world. A lot of people are talking about the ascension that's going on right now. It's been a gradual increase of consciousness in the world. It's a gradual sense of light being in the world. And we can't move forward with our old, rigid, outdated, judgmental, solid, fixed thinking. So you can see evidence around of people being very entrenched in their older ways of being. They've been very uncomfortable about this collective awakening, very uncomfortable about the light that is being shone in the world. And how that applies to you is, what is it that you want to move forward with? What do you want to move forward towards? What do you want to create in your life today? How would you like your life to be? How would you like to experience it? How would you like it to feel? Many people have been experiencing frustration. Many people have been experiencing fear, anger, regret, really strong emotions about things not going their way. And it's kind of like the harder they try, the farther away it gets. This sense of like chasing rainbows, and the rainbow, the more you go towards that rainbow, the more it disappears over the mountain. Or you focus really hard on law of attraction and affirmations and holding that thought for 17 seconds. And when things do happen, there are always loopholes. There's always like something off, like, oh, I thought this was an ideal person, and they're not. What it is that we are starting to create and live our lives from an expanded perspective, an expanded way of being in the world. It is us as consciousness, as the greater light. So it's not that the light is out there shining down on you. It is you, the light, shining out into the world. And this perspective changes everything about how you interact with the world, how you choose to navigate through the world, how the world feels to you. You may discover that you already have exactly what you've been desiring. You've just been viewing it through some pretty solid and rigid expectations. Or viewing the world this way can even change what the outcome is that you want. You might realize that what you've been pursuing isn't really in alignment with your values. You might be pursuing something from an outmoded ideal of what you thought was responsible, would bring you security, wealth, and you might find that there's other ways to live your life that gives you a emotionally rich, a prosperous life that doesn't depend on the right job, the right house, the right neighborhood. You might find your wealth and prosperity coming in sideways from areas you hadn't anticipated, didn't expect. That actually happens when you're manifesting as consciousness, is it shows up in surprising ways from directions you hadn't expected. You start to realize, oh, this whole world is an amusement park. This whole world is a game. And the weird, bizarre, crazy rearranging that's going on out in the world, and the other people in my hologram that are acting in really strange ways or really extreme ways, are simply reflecting that which is disintegrating, that which is dissolving, an old paradigm of power as dominance, rigid, restrictive, hierarchical ways of being that are not consciousness. The qualities of consciousness are light, expansive, its unity, its inclusiveness, its empowering of all life. And anything that's not in alignment with that no longer has power. It looks overtly powerful, but it has no structure. It will ultimately collapse in on itself. What will support you going forward is shifting your perspective. You may need to step back from the news, the emotionalism. You might need to step up, have a 6,000-foot view outside an airplane window. Might need to do a media break, walk in nature. I find walking in nature always reconnects me to my essential self, to myself as consciousness, and gives me greater insight to what's going on in the world today. Just notice for yourself if your thoughts or your perspectives are negative, negating, limiting, black and white, extreme, us and them. That's not you as consciousness. That's your body personality reacting to the marvelous game that's going on in the world today. If you are calm, you are responding rather than reacting. You have a greater insight, an expanded perspective, a sense of well-being amidst the storm, maybe a clearer sense of the actions you would like to take that are in alignment with your values. Knowing what your values are and able to live them in a expanded way that doesn't inflict them on other people. There's a way of being in this world and not of this world. And we have lots of stimulation from all around us, so this is not like a one-time deal and you've immediately become Eckhart Tolle or Byron Katie. It's a continuous reminder on how to go forward living your life. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show and podcast. I write a weekly blog and newsletter. I do consciousness meetups around the Puget Sound from Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma, and University Place. I have monthly webinars. And if you want to know more, if you want to go more deeply into navigating your life as consciousness and have some consciousness techniques in order to play this game on a higher level, go to joan-newcomb.com and look at my coaching programs. So go to joan-newcomb.com and I'll see you in another couple days with another Mystic Minute.